Yay. Okay, good. Okay, here we go. Oh, well, Happy New Year, loves. Happy new Gregorian year. And I'm so happy. Happy new moon, solar eclipse, all this amazing, powerful, intense energy to start the year. So, greetings, welcome. Thank you for sharing your light and your time and your energy with me. I'm so grateful. And so honored. So I'd love to get started. So what I would love is we'll start with our meditation, but I just want to make sure that you've got pen and paper with you because I really want to do some powerful writing after we go through this meditation. The first new moon of the year, this solar eclipse, a lot of energy. So I really want to allow us to harness that energy. So if you haven't got pen and paper, I'm going to invite you just to grab that so you have it. And of course, at the end, when we chant, you're welcome to have your bowl or your drum or anything like that. Um, so, with that, we'll get started on our meditation, loves. So, welcome to this new moon in Capricorn. So, this is a very powerful time where things are heightened in order to allow whatever healing is needed. And we have some really powerful questions that I'd love for us to explore after that. I think after we've gone through this meditation with the power of the sacred moon, the new moon with us, and this solar eclipse, this partial solar eclipse, I feel that really facilitates whatever is needed in the moment to expand our consciousness, to heal whatever needs to be healed, in order for us to live our greatest life, our most peaceful and loving life. And then when we're coming from that kind of a place, we can give so much and create that ripple effect. As we can be that change that we really want to witness in the world. So with that, beloveds, I'm just going to invite you to gently close your eyes and just bring your gaze to your internal landscape. We spend so much time in that external, outward, and it's just so vital that we take this time to come inwards to our heart, that Om Mani Padme Hum, that jewel in the center of our heart. And if we take this time to connect every morning throughout our day to this place of our heart and the earth and our higher selves, we can thrive, right? Because when we're thinking from a place of love and receiving words and actions and energy from a place of love, we hear things so much more clearly. So, with your eyes gently closed, bring your awareness into your heart and just allowing yourself the gift of really, really being present here. Allowing yourself the gift of surrendering into this moment, Um, And the more that we allow that, the more the richness that we experience. So on your next inhale, I'm going to invite you to roll your shoulders up. And then as you exhale, just allow them to melt down your back. So, the breath really brings us into a place of present moment and in our heart and just expands us in so many ways. So let's just take a few deep inhales and exhales just to really bring us into this moment. So taking a deep inhale, drawing that energy in your heart and then all the way up, up, up to the crown of your head. And then just hold your breath for a moment, hold it, allow that energy to build. And then whenever you're ready, just letting it go. And the sigh sends signals to our brain, which then to our body, right, which is our temple. And, our subconscious in some ways. And just says it's okay to let go. Let go of any tension, any stress, any concerns, or even like just good stress, exciting things, but still nonetheless, it's stress for the body. So the more that we can be present with our breath and consciously choose to release and let go, and be present and in our hearts, the more our immune system, our nervous system can thrive when we're not in that place of fight or flight response. So let's take another deep inhale, and this time inhaling the breath up from the earth, drawing your energy all the way up, 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 all the way up to the crown of your head, and then just holding your breath, holding, and then whenever you're ready, so it's a beautiful offering to Mother Earth for her just to receive And she just takes it and, with the water that cleanses it with the earth, and then she creates beauty, and flowers will blossom from the spring with it, or winter roses. So let's take another deep inhale. Inhaling and allowing that breath to build, 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 allowing it to come all the way up to the crown of your head. And then whenever you're ready, just hold it as long as feels good for your body. And then whenever you're ready, beautiful. And as you exhale, allow your shoulders to relax, the back of your neck. And actually, speaking of our necks, let's do some gentle head rolls. So with your inhale, just allowing your chin to bow down to your heart. Allow it to bow down. And that's like the most sacred journey you'll ever have, is the journey of allowing your mind to be fully integrated and connected with your heart. Like that's it right there. And not always living from this place of thinking. And of course, the mind needs to be there, but ultimately, so the heart and the mind are fully communing with each other every second. So then, as you inhale, just allowing your head to gently roll around to the right. Your right ear comes over by your right shoulder, and then gently coming back. Exhale as your left ear comes over by your left shoulder and floats back down to your heart. And just allow this to be a moving meditation. Inhaling as you flow around to the right, gently coming back, letting your breath guide and move you, and floating back down to your heart. Let's do one more in this direction, and then we'll go in the other 3 times. So just really honoring whatever feels good in your body. And if there's anywhere that you feel discomfort, or just send light. And then when your chin comes to your heart, we're just going to flow around the other direction again, just allowing your breath to guide and move you. Beautiful. Having your jaw relaxed, maybe gently separating your teeth, relaxing your throat, relaxing your mind, just allowing yourself to be fully, fully present. And the more we allow that, the more peace that we feel in our hearts internally, and then we radiate that out. So the next time your chin floats down to your heart, releasing the head roll, and then gently lifting your head up and keeping your chin gently tucked. And then imagine this golden cord at the crown of your head. So your spine is straight to really allow that prana and that energy to flow. Beautiful. And then we're going to send a grounding cord out the base of our spine, out the soles of our feet, and send that grounding cord deep, deep down into the heart of Mother Earth. Because it's vital that we have that connection with the mother, with our mother, Mother Earth, sending your energy deep, deep down. And you'll know the second you reach the heart of the earth, because you will feel it. It's just like, oh, I'm home. I'm home. It's like our physical body is the home for our soul, our spirit. And then Mother Earth is the home for our physical body, our temple, just as like our environment and our home is. But Mother Earth is the ultimate earth for us. So when we have that really beautiful, intimate connection with her, she's feeding us with the water, with the elements, with the wood, with the connection to the beautiful, beautiful earth kingdom, the plant kingdom. So just feeling your connection. And you'll know the second that you've reached Mother Earth, because you just feel yourself feeling held. So feel your connection with all the elements of water that remind you to not get stuck on things, to not get rigid, to allow yourself to go with the flow, that purifies and that cleanses. And that really moves consciousness. Allow yourself to feel the connection with the trees whose roots go deep into the earth, just as yours do. And that really represents our ancestors, the roots, our own roots of our ancestors from this lifetime. And then as the branches reach up to the light, that's as we are always growing and expanding our light. Feeling your connection with the rocks, the ancient rocks that also hold such deep wisdom. And they give us that stabilizing, that centering energy, that strong, focused energy. And then feeling your connection with this beautiful new moon, the dark moon. And even though we may not be able to see it in the sky, it is shining brightly. and abundant. So just feel that energy, feeling your connection with the moon. And it's really not uncommon on the new moons to feel emotion or heightened experiences, especially when we align it with a solar eclipse. And then also just feeling the newness of the energy in the year, as we're moving to the Chinese New Year, of the pig, and just a lot of transitions. So, just the more that we can ground our energy with the earth, so feeling that connection, the more that we're more grounded and rooted, we can reach up and thrive more. So just feeling that beautiful connection with the earth, with the stars and the cosmos, the sun. So just taking that in with a big, deep inhale and exhale. Beautiful. So next of all, we're going to draw our energy up from the earth. And I'd really like to move through all our chakras together today, just to make sure everything's aligned and open for this beautiful new year ahead, this new moon. Um, So just feeling that energy moving up the base of your spine, and feel it moving up through the soles of your feet. Feel it moving up through your ankles, your calves, your shins. Feel it moving into the root. And as this beautiful earth energy, this spirit earth energy enters into your root chakra, I'm going to invite you with your mind's eye to see the color red, or if a different color comes, that's perfect too. But just allowing whatever color needs to come, and just bring your awareness to the base of your spine, your root chakra, and see that chakra spiring clockwise. So it's open and clear. And the root chakra is all about knowing that everything comes to you exactly when you need it. So I invite you to really feel that root chakra open and moving clockwise, and knowing that you are safe, and way beyond safe, how important your presence is here, and how there's nobody else in this world like you. You bring this unique, beautiful, light filled energy, and there's nobody else in this universe like you. So just feeling that, and feeling your rootedness and your groundedness, no matter what's going on in your life right now. Maybe there is transitions, but that does not mean that you cannot be rooted and grounded, even though things externally are shifting on the outside. And the more that you allow yourself to ground and connect with the earth and your root chakra, the more that you can be rooted in order to rise, right? Knowing that abundance comes to you. You are abundance. So then moving up to your second chakra, your sacral, below your belly button. And I'm going to invite you to see this beautiful color of orange, because we move through all the colors, just like the rainbow, there's this beautiful mirroring going on. And again, whatever color comes is perfect. And see that chakra spiring clockwise. Feel that power of that second chakra open, and allowing, giving permission for your sensuality to flow. Your fertility for new ideas, being fertile for whatever that looks like. Perhaps it's having a baby, perhaps it's the fertility of a new relationship, of a new project, writing a book, planting your garden, whatever it is, just feel that open. And it's like the area of creativity. So allow that creative inspiration to be awakened, and to connect with it, and to open it. So then moving, we're going to go up to the third chakra, your solar plexus. So, right above your belly button, and seeing this vibrant yellow color like the sun, strong and powerful. Feel that chakra open, clear, spiraling clockwise. It's open and moving. And this is all about you giving yourself permission to shine your light as brightly, as beautiful and brightly as you feel called. Allow yourself to be confident and to believe in yourself. Allow yourself to believe, see your inner beauty, to see your gifts, to witness it. And from that place, accept and then share. Because the world needs that unique gift and energy that only you have. Then moving up to your beautiful heart, that Om Mani Padme Hum, and seeing this beautiful color of emerald green, again, pink, red, whatever color comes, and feel your heart open at the front and the back. Feel it spiraling clockwise and feel that expansion and feel yourself having a clear heart where you offer forgiveness. And perhaps it's like a daily thing every night before you go to sleep. I forgive you. I forgive you. People all the time, it's important to forgive. All the time, people say things, do things that they have no idea um, would hurt your feelings or that you would feel wronged by or whatever it may be. And especially as an empath, as a, it's like we're even so much more sensitive. So forgive, forgive, and just staying fully connected to your heart. Listen through your heart, speak through your heart, think through your heart, act from your heart. And if you do this, you know that when we put our attention, that just multiplies experiences that expand our heart. And then moving up to your throat and seeing this beautiful color of blue and feeling your throat open and clear. So if you find that you're always having a sore throat or croaky, or when you're talking to a certain person, you're clearing your throat, um, just giving yourself permission to speak your truth. That is your birthright. When it comes from the heart and then from that third chakra where it's confidence and it's you're empowered from this loving place of your heart and you speak your truth. Some people it's easy to speak our truth to, some it's harder, and some it's just we've put them on a pedestal or we've just decided that it's not going to be okay for us to share our truth, or some it's may not be, but you're being called to speak up anyway. And when it comes from this empowered loving place, it's always for the highest good. And then when we share and speak our truth, as long as we give space for others to do the same. So just seeing your throat clear and spiring open, where you can sing, you can yell, you can shout, you can speak your truth, you can, speak publicly, whatever it is that you would love to do. Just see yourself doing that freely. Then moving up to your third eye, right above your eyebrows, and feeling that connection, that inner knowing, that deep intuition, seeing the unseen, seeing the other worlds, allowing yourself to see your guides, allowing this intuition to guide you, see it open and clear, and seeing this beautiful violet color where you are completely connected to your guides, your own intuition, your higher self. And then moving straight up to the crown of your head and feeling this connection to your higher self, to a higher level of consciousness, where this is a clear channel. You always want to be mindful that who touches around the top of your head, even who does your hair, because that's such a safe. I mean, all of our temple is sacred, but especially up around the crown. So just feel that clear, feeling your connection to source, to the universe. And that is your birthright, to feel that connection, to be guided. So just feel that connection. And then just bring your awareness back down to your heart and take a deep inhale and exhale. Just noticing how you feel when you're grounded and connected with the earth, connected with source and your heart, and all your chakras are aligned. There's nothing that you can't do or be. So I'm going to invite you to put your hands on your heart and just what are you grateful for in this moment? What are you so grateful for in this moment? There's sometimes in our lives where we could spout out hundreds of things, and there's sometimes where we really have to think to come up with a couple. And sometimes when we're in that place, it's more important to do this practice. Beautiful. Well, I'm going to invite you now to gently open your eyes. And I would love to go over some questions here together. And I know we're like already almost a week into New Year, but this is, the Gregorian New Year. I mean, there's so many different calendars to follow, really. Then we've got the Gregorian, obviously January 1st, but then we've got the feng shui that starts on February 3rd. And then even, if we look at the Celtic or the wheel, that kind of starts in Samhain back in October. So and it's interesting because this being the beginning of the year, we're going into the depths of winter. This is in Ireland. We, often get snowed in like February, March. So in some ways, that feels like we're really going, still deep in when we come into spring and everything starts to blossom. That really, really does feel like the opening. So, I'd love for you to get your pen and paper now, and I'd love to go through some really important questions. And you may have already explored 2018, and if you have, maybe just go along and see, because sometimes it's very easy for the mind to go, I've done this, I don't need to do this. And that's actually when you notice you hear yourself saying those things, you think, oh, actually, this will be really powerful for me to do. So, um, the new moon is a powerful time to set intentions, the new year, and then we have the solar eclipse. And this is all about you committing to yourself, committing to your path, committing to yourself and to source. And however you have made promises, and then being willing to put things into action. So if you're willing, I'd love, and you can go deeper into some of these questions after, but I'd love to just awaken some consciousness about certain things. So a couple of questions for 2018 that I'd love to ask is the first one is in what ways do you think that you could have been kinder to yourself in 2018? It's like, oh, I was kind of rough on myself or that, or was I pushing too hard, or just where do you feel that you could have been more kindness? And I think just sometimes um shining a light on that, it allows you to learn and try not to do that to yourself again. It's we can be very hard on ourselves and put so much on our plates. And it's really important to just stop and be like, is this really serving? And am I the only one that's actually doing this to myself? Because it's amazing how we can put ourselves in prisons. I can only do this and I can't do this and this and this. And we just put all these um, unnecessary, and we actually do it to ourselves. And then we go around maybe feeling like a victim, like, oh, I've got to do all this. But it's like, well, who chose this? So, I'd love if anything flows out on the paper, and we're going to move through these swiftly. But I want you to write them down, and what it is opening up streams of consciousness, and then maybe after our time together, you can really let pen go to paper. And of course, if some questions are really resonating with you, just stay with them. So, in what areas of 2018 do you feel like, oh, I could have been kinder to myself? Like maybe you had a cold, or it was the time of the month, or your moon cycle, and you're just like pushed through and like, I've got to do this and I've got to do that, or you missed something, or you didn't pass something, or you didn't do as good as you thought you would have, and you were hard on yourself, or the house wasn't as clean as you'd like it, or I mean, I know these things because I do them to myself. And even things like having a car clean and a house clean and keeping up with things feels good to do it. But if you're putting unnecessary pressures on yourself, so I've got really good at giving myself permission. Like, who cares if the dishes are in the sink, and sometimes for more than a day. I mean, like I'm all about keeping the home in a certain vibration, but there's just like this beautiful balancing game. So the second question is there anybody, as before you go fully into 2019 here, is there anybody that you'd like to forgive from 2018? Maybe there's multiple people, or maybe it's yourself, but just take a moment here if you want to write down their name, or just, put your hand on your heart and think about who you would like to offer forgiveness to. Yeah, such a gift, because it really frees you. And then if you're sending not the kindest of energy because you are not forgiving that person, they can feel it. Everything's made up of energy. Um, what mistakes did you make in 2018, and what were the teachings from them? Maybe you started a project and go well, but maybe what was the teaching, or um, what happened? What was there hardship with? Or what do you perceive as your own mistake that really wasn't, or what was just beautiful synchronicity? that it didn't work out, and that really was for the highest. Sometimes when things don't work out, we're like, why is this not working out? And then afterwards, it's like, oh yeah, I'm so grateful that didn't. And I always say it's like we're always being guided, and sometimes you're trying to get to a meeting and you keep getting red lights, and you don't get to the meeting, and it's or somebody doesn't get on a plane, and it's really for the highest good, or accidentally a text sends or it doesn't send, or emails accidentally send or they don't send. It's like there's always a higher power at play. What in 2018 had you creatively inspired? Like, what brought you alive? Like, really look at that. And if that was something that really fed you, and something over here was something not, like, look at what you're going to bring in 2019. What made you feel so alive? Like, being here with you now, that brings me alive. Like, I love to share. This is just like, it's my dharma, it's my gift, it's my passion. So it's like, this brings me alive, one of many things. And this is something I'll bring into 2019 with me, and that I have brought in. Here we are. um you know being in the forest, being with my husband, my children, or special time with friends, or in 2018, because moving to Ireland, back to Ireland 2.5 years ago, I'd been gone for over 20 years, so it kind of was like recreating community. Having family here is great, but recreating community, and it takes a while to get yourself like grounded in a place, and meeting people. And then in 2018, a couple of girls, we started doing a chanting circle every full moon. And that was just like such a gift. And, that's something I'd love to take in 2019, that really filled me up. Um, and then the last question about 2018 is, again, similar, but what brought you joy? What brought you happiness? What brought you more love in your heart? And how can you cultivate that and have more of that in 2019? And it's not about more or whatever, it's all about balance, right? So if you're like, this brings me joy, I'm going to do it all day, every day, then it may not carry on bringing you joy, or maybe it will, but it's like, it always comes back to balance. And that's something, that feng shui helps with our daily practices help with. Um, and so we'll talk about some practices to start or to keep going throughout the year to really keep us in balance. So I'd love to go on to questions now for 2019. So um, what practice can you cultivate in 2019 to bring more love, more connection, whether it's with your partner, whether it's with your children, whether it's with your friends, your family, your soul family? What can you cultivate more of? So like I said, this full moon chanting that we're doing, or it's a commitment that you will, go to tea or go to yoga, or you will, whatever that is that really feels like it's making more space for the heart, for your heart. Maybe it's just more time of solitude, and that really fills you, because I know that's a big one for me. In 2019, what are you going to bring into your life to cultivate more peace? And sometimes that means, what were you willing to let go of to cultivate more peace? So what is it that brings you peace? Sometimes it's having less. So you're willing to have more open space in your calendar for 2019. And by having more space, it allows more peace. Because when you overfill, right? And this is just one thing I'm coming out with. The second you hear me say, well, like, what is it that brings me peace? Like, I'm going to sit in my hammock, I'm going to read a book, I'm going to meditate more, I'm going to do more yoga, I'm going to get out in nature, I'm going to daydream, I'm going to go to the spa. Like, what is it that you can create more space for that will bring you peace? And sometimes it's just having the house clean, and you're committed to having somebody, and you're going to invest in having somebody come clean your house, do your laundry, help you with something at work, help you with the children, help you, whatever area of your life that you need that. So, like I said, in 2018, how could you have been kinder to yourself? But now in 2019, what can you put in place that you are being kinder with yourself? So just like I was saying, maybe support in whatever areas that you need. And that's why we like to clear the throat, because if you need to ask for support, it's important to be able to. It's important to give, but it's also equally as important to be able to receive. So you just want to always have that beautiful flow of energy. Um, are you willing to take some risks in 2019? Is it necessary? Is there something that you've really, 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 really wanted to do, and haven't been willing to put yourself out there, right? Ask yourself that. And I think a really, really good question is, am I in 2019, am I going to choose fear or am I going to choose love? Or am I going to let fear take me over? Like, if the answer is no, then you have to decide what you're willing to put into action. So if you've been really wanting to teach that class, or you've been really wanting to say something to somebody or whatever, are you going to be willing to let fear, and are you going to be willing to let love of self, love of others, love of the earth, for you to speak your truth or put it into action, whatever it needs to take that risk, to go and do that one thing or those things that you on a soul level have been wanting to do. Okay. And then in 2019, like, a good question to ask yourself is, do you feel that you're surrounded by your tribe, your community, your soul family? So, and if not, being willing to actually be vulnerable enough. Like, if there's a group or a couple of people, you're just like, oh, like, I don't know, I just feel like a soul connection, but are you willing to ask, hey, can I join? Or hey, would you like to do this? Or hold an event, come over to my house for this. And like, it's like sometimes you have to be willing to do that. Or maybe they've been inviting you for a while, but you're like shy, and just like, oh, I'm not good enough, or whatever, sorry, crap you're telling yourself, right? And so go over and be with them, go over. So make sure you have that tribe around you, because that tribe is vital, vital for you to, that tribe is vital for you to thrive. So, if you've been willing to, want to court somebody, or just, open up or deepen a friendship, whatever that is, or rekindle a friendship, or, reach out to somebody, like, do that. Like, start off 2019 as how you'd like it to continue. And then I think a really great question to ask yourself, if nothing to do with time or money, like, what would you ultimately want to be doing? Or if time and money wasn't a question, what would look different? That's a really, really, really good question to ask yourself. Would I change anything? What are the small things I change, or is there some major things? So just breathe and ask yourself these questions. And most importantly, when you ask these questions, be so kind and loving with yourself. Like, take on that practice. And speaking of practices, I'm really excited, on the 12th next week, to teach the New Year of the Pig class, because I'm going to be sharing all sorts of amazing information, but, like, for the New Year of the Pig, how to get your home in alignment, um, for all the Chinese zodiacs, and all sorts of good stuff. I'm actually really excited for the class. So if you haven't signed up, I'd love to have you join. But a couple of things I'd love to suggest now is, write affirmations. So these are kind of like, these questions are writing affirmations. So you might come up with some action steps. I love doing affirmations based on the 9 areas of feng shui, the Bagua chart, the love, the career, the health, um, travel and support, and family, soul family. And I love writing affirmations in all those 9 areas and place them around my home. And remember, affirmations are something that's written in present tense, and it's describing them, maybe something that hasn't happened, but you write it as though it is, and it would be positive. So if you want to raise the vibration in your relationship, or you want to come into a relationship, or abundance, or family relationships, whatever that is, write these affirmations like they're already happening. It's like a letter to your soul, a letter to the universe. Vision boards. I'm a big fan of vision boards. I'm so visual, and it's so powerful. And it's just this constant reminder of that which I'm ready to bring in. Or, and I don't necessarily love the word manifesting, because manifest makes it sound like it's something outside of you, and everything is within us. It's already within us. So sometimes it's just opening to that, reconnecting with that, reigniting that within us. So I love creating vision boards. I'll talk more about that in the Year of the Big class, but really getting images of that which, like, if it's a home that you want to get in images of the home. If it's a horse, a dog, a love, traveling somewhere, like, get those images up in the vision board, and visually, seeing it somewhere. You're going to put it every single day. You're going to see it every day, whether it's the wall across from your bed. That's the first thing you see when you wake up in the morning, the last thing you see before you go to sleep at night. Or I really like putting it on the back of the bedroom door, because nobody sees it if you give them a tour of your house, they come into your bedroom. But when you close the door at night, which is important to do in the bedroom, on the back of the door, um, you get to see it. So, and then nobody else that comes in, because usually it's very private, intimate stuff and things that we're planting seeds for, and that we want to grow and expand. And while it's in that phase, it's important that I think it's nice just to keep it close until it feels really strong and the roots have really it's really rooted, and then sharing from there. And then just your practices, beloveds, like your daily, weekly, monthly practices. What are they? Perhaps it's we meet on every new moon, and that's a commitment you make to yourself. You come together, we meditate, we're present with it, we honor it, we do ritual, and we set intentions. We write affirmations for that, which for this new season ahead, perhaps it's daily meditation, daily walking, daily exercise, healthy food. Um, and this is not like it's going to be great for the first couple of months. It's like, what can I put in place that genuinely feels good for me to continue for the whole year, like, and from then on. So instead of putting these crazy unrealistic expectations on ourselves, what just actually feels good and brings us into joy, brings us into peace, brings us into love. Because the more we allow the space for that, right, the more centered and grounded and present we are. And that's when the magic gets to flow. It's when we're overwhelmed and in the monkey mind that like things get too complicated. So what can you put in place for yourself? Even just gentle, simple things that you're going to commit to yourself, love. You're going to commit to yourself and source and say, like, this is it. I'm doing these things, you know? So, beloveds, thank you so, so much for being here. I'm so grateful to share this sacred, sacred time together. And I'm just sending so much love, and thank you for all of our guides that were here with us. Thank you for taking the time, and happy new year and new moon and this beautiful partial solar eclipse in this time of Capricorn. So it's very powerful to really set intentions for what's ahead, and what's present in our hearts. So I'm here on every new moon. It's great to sign up for my Amanda Collins newsletter, because that way you get to learn about all the retreats and classes that I hold. And I hope to see you new moon. And I would love to see you for the year of the pig, because I know that this information that I'm sharing is really pivotal information to really thrive for this year ahead. So namaste, and the love and the light and the wisdom in my heart bows and surrenders to the love and the light and the wisdom in all of yours. Thank you for being here. Just sending so much love your way.